Why the fuck would Ukraine do this? Why would it murder thousands of its own civilians, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands? Honestly, if you count all the fish, millions of animals. Why would it ruin its own fields, which is going to have fucking global impact for grain, by the way? It's not just that, Russia doesn't want ships to get out. It's like the grain can't grow. How are you going to drain that field? How many years will it take to reset this ecosystem? Why would it cripple a crucial part of its energy infrastructure? It was a hydroelectric dam. And it provided water to cooling the nuclear reactors of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. And as Timothy Snyder pointed out, like all you guys have been hearing about, I keep hearing from the three people that ever talked to me about Ukraine mention, hey, we're hearing a lot about this Ukrainian counteroffensive and we're super hopeful, right? Y'all are aware that Ukraine has been pushing Russians back and slowly reclaiming occupied territory. Why would they do this? It makes all the sense in the world for Russians to do this. And it makes negative goddamn sense for Ukrainians to do it. And the fact that people are putting what the Kremlin says as though that's a reliable source of information for anything ever, but especially about this war, next to the Ukrainian claim that Russia fucking blew up our dam, it's not just mind-numbing, it's enraging at the same time. And I'm in this position where I see U.S. intelligence says we don't have conclusive evidence that Russia did it. We're going to continue Please stop getting your news, especially about Ukraine, but please stop getting your news from American sources. All they are interested in is sensationalism. CNN platformed Trump for 80 minutes a few weeks ago. Why? The obvious partisan bias, political investment, and corruption in American journalism is a known quantity. It's rampant, it's ubiquitous, even in these moderate places like CNN. I don't know, man. I have no words, and I'm so angry, and nobody is talking about this. But people gonna complain when grain gets more expensive. People gonna be upset when a lot of Africa that relied on a lot of Ukrainian grain, which dealt with a lot of famine last year as a result of the blockades in the Black Sea, they're gonna be really pissed. Understandably, it would be awesome if our fields and crops were not flooded, filled with fucking landmines, have fucking bombs have to be shot down and land in them. Air defense works, but they have to land somewhere. Those chemicals are not good for the environment. The impact on the aquatic ecosystem in the Dnieper River and the Black Sea is we cannot calculate it yet, but we know that it will be bad. It is so bad how many fucking chemicals have run into the river because of this explosion that Russians did, and people are like, well, Russia said they didn't do it, and Ukraine blew up their own country. And we're gonna mention that because we're journalists. Like, I wanna fucking puke. And I don't know what to do, and no one talks about it. No one is writing about it. The only thing I see from anybody in America this past week is like Pride Month. And yes, America has a big problem with hating LGBT people, and there's all sorts of laws being passed to make sure that trans people can't exist anymore. And Elon Musk is platforming Matt Walsh, and I mean, it's just... I understand it's a dumpster fire over there, and you have a lot to be proud about, and I'm not asking people to divert their attention from Pride. I'm asking for some extra attention to be paid to... like y'all remember Hurricane Katrina, right? If you weren't alive when Hurricane Katrina happened, you're what, like 20 now, right? Like that, like, do you remember that? Have you I mean, have you heard about that? Is that, I mean, because to me the wound is still felt, and the failures of American infrastructure in a variety of ways were revealed by that tragedy, that natural disaster. And what we're seeing right now is whole cities underwater. And I don't know, it's just all part of this thing that's happening over there where, oh, it's so bad, it's a tragedy. What can I do? You know, it's just, I'm you know, the US is giving you guys weapons. Why are you so upset? Britain is giving you weapons. You know, every week someone's giving you more, you know, millions of dollars. There's a lot that you can do. And in fact, as consumers in late stage capitalism, we have a shocking amount of power that we do not use because it must be applied collectively in order for it to matter. And I have tried to explain this. I made a video of me showing you how easy it is, but I will repeat for the folks in the back. You can look at the thousands of foreign companies that actively operate in Russia and either help Russian citizens who pay taxes to the Russian government, or they themselves pay millions and millions of dollars, rubles, whatever, in taxes to the Russian Federation. And what you can do is actively boycott them right from your computer. You can actively not buy any more of their products. It's pretty easy to do. You look at the back of the product and you see Procter & Gamble made it, and you don't buy it. And you click the copy link and you click the thing that takes you right to Procter & Gamble's social media, and you tell them, get the fuck out of Ukraine, you are financing genocide by remaining there. And then you go down to the next company and you do that. You tell Pepsi, stop selling chips. Stop selling Lay's potato chips in Russia. Why are you doing this? You don't have to, you can just copy paste the message. It is as streamlined as possible for people to use. You can use it to check that any, you know, if you have stocks in any company, you can make sure that they are, if they are on that list, that you divest from them. You can make sure that products in your house you're not going to continue to buy. If you like L'Oreal shampoo, don't like it anymore. I'm sorry. They pay the equivalent of millions of dollars of tax to Russia. The information is there. You can look at it. Don't buy L'Oreal, etc., 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 etc. And the thing is, if a critical mass, let's say that, if a critical mass of consumers of L'Oreal and PepsiCo products and Procter and Gamble products and Nestle products, for fuck's sake, if everyone sent them a message on all their socials that said, "Get the fuck out of Russia, I'm not buying your products anymore," they'll do that. And this helps in 3 ways. One, it encourages the company to leave by you no longer buying their product and saying why, because they want your money, right? 2, if they leave, Procter and Gamble toothpaste is no longer available, and Nestle fucking everything, their, slave labor chocolate isn't available anymore. I mean, Nestle owns so much shit. You need to look at the back of your packaging, and you shouldn't buy Nestle anyway. But they will. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I just want to bash my head into a wall. I mean, I'm like explaining the obvious, right? Like if commodities are no longer present there, people will fucking riot. And at a certain point, if a critical mass of Russians are against the war for their own selfish reasons, then there may be enough political pressure for the war to end. Maybe not, but it's more likely. Marta disagrees and thinks that, Russia will. There will never be a point where it will be, like Hitler realized, oh, we gotta bail. I gotta go kill myself, right? We gotta surrender. But Putin's just gonna keep sending in the droves and droves and hordes of this fucking scum to come murder us. But most importantly, if Procter & Gamble leaves Russia, they're not paying millions of dollars to Russia, 1/3 of which is explicitly dedicated to funding the military operation in Ukraine, the military exercise going on over here, and the liberation of Ukraine from Nazis and reuniting it with the motherland, whatever horse shit. It makes all the sense in the world to take 5 minutes out of your day to help. And the thing is, I never cared so much about a war until this one, but I also never had a friend from Yemen begging me for help and broadcasting stuff about the atrocities going on there to me. And I'm not saying that excuses my lack of initiative or anyone's lack of initiative to educate themselves and to be an activist. But come on, man. I'm fucking begging y'all. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. I know I don't have an audience, but I'm begging y'all to share things so that the audience might increase, so that maybe we can do our part to drain the Russian economy so that they can't fund more fucking bombs to drop on us. You understand sanctions didn't work. You understand their military factories have gone into overdrive since this war, and they are pumping out new bombs. It's not like there's just a stockpile that's eventually going to run out. But you can hit them in their wallet. We can do this. We can do this.